Yeah, the sound. Amazing.
Restless days of feeling insecure makes it even harder to endure. There's a way that you can make me smile, only if you hold me for a little while. There's a way, baby, that you can make me smile, only if you hold me for a little while. Hold me tight, hold me tight, never let me go. Hold me tight, never let me go. Is this a dream when I say you and I were meant to be for eternity? Is it a fantasy, baby, when I say we belong together? Squeeze me, baby, squeeze me, baby, baby, squeeze me, never let me go, go, go. Oh, baby, squeeze me, baby, squeeze me, baby, oh, baby, squeeze me, never let it go. Hold me tight, hold me tight, never let go. Hold me tight, hold me tight, never let go.
Thank you, Lennon.
Never let me go, never let me go, never let me go, never let it go, never let me go, never let me go, never let go. Squeeze me, baby, squeeze me, baby, baby, squeeze me, never let go. Oh, darling, squeeze me, baby, squeeze me, baby.
I was gonna come in and say that is the sounds of Asanda, but now I'm not on radio. And Pereira, with the back is. But yeah, that is Asanda Mkwiki there. The song is "Squeeze Me, Baby," and I'm so excited today. Welcome again to the show. The show is Baobab Chats. And just a big shout out to the guys who were before us. We had a panel that was before us just an hour ago. That is Dorcas and the team. They were talking about love and relationships. Today is the finale, and our hooves have been burning to just get ourselves on the show. But yeah, I just want to give you guys just a minute each, starting from Asanda, since you were just singing for us and serenading us. So it's Asanda going in, and then Ruth, and then comes in Aunt Mariana. Just introduce yourself quickly, tell us what you're about, and what we're going to expect from you today.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Asanda Muteki, all the way from Port Elizabeth in South Africa, and I'm a musician, and I've been doing that for all my life. I've never stopped. So yeah, that's what I do for a living, is to sing, 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 and sing some more. I'm a jazz musician from Port Elizabeth, and I love things. I love people. I love you. And so today I'm going to be speaking about the arts and entertainment and joining the crew. So yeah, and thank you so much for inviting me here at the Baobab Chats.
Awesome, awesome.
Onward.
Ruth,
Hi, everyone. My name is Ruth Mashamanda. I'm in Johannesburg. I'm an IT professional and a fresh produce um, provider. I'm very happy to be here on your show. Thank you for having me, Paul.
thank you, thank you. Auntie,
Hi, yes, I'm Mariana Lawrence. I'm also from PE. Hi, home girl Asanda, our own amazing jazz artist. I just love her. And I have been in art and entertainment also almost my whole life, which is much longer than any of yours. And I have acted, I've performed on stage. I cannot sing. I always know that when I hear Asanda sings and others. When I hear them sing, I know I can't, but I can act. And I am,
As long as you
yes,
can act.
I've got a program on radio called Art and Entertainment, funny enough. And it's all about the
is it?
performing arts, creative arts, all the arts. Lovely to be here.
Wow.
Yes.
It's
I've
just
been
going to
wanting
start
to
from
be.
here. And it's a small world. It's a small world. Obviously, you have to
Yeah.
expect at one point to bump into each other. And now that you're saying that you have a
Yeah.
program on arts and entertainment, I'm just going to start from there because we've got this. There's this aura, this air of miasma surrounding arts. Well, in your opinion, how do we define the arts, and how do we separate them from? Is arts and entertainment an inclusive thing, or is art separate from entertainment? We blurred these lines a long time ago.
Indeed, I don't think we can separate it because our entertainment is an art. If every talent, God-given talent of creativity, like if you are able to do a music, learn the instrument. Some people learn it, they're not as good as others, and the ones with the natural talent, they perfect that art. And the same
Mm.
goes for the creative arts like sculpting, painting, and you actually
Painting,
cannot,
dance.
yeah, you actually cannot do a show without including the creative arts because you need a set. You need a set builder. You need a set designer. You need you know, all the creative people to come to the party, so to speak. So you can't separate it. No, Paul, you can't.
Mm. Was that the
Yeah,
question?
yeah,
Can you
yeah.
separate art from
That was your
entertainment?
question, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Just to be clear. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you have a take on it, Asanda.
Oh, no, 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 no. I think you said it all. You said it all. I was,
She
yeah, I'm
agrees.
saying
She
yes to what.
agrees.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
this is
Yes to
so
that.
unfair. I knew Asanda was going to be agreeing on this one. But yeah, I remember also when I was a little boy and I went into theater and uh, don't give me that look, Asanda. I was into theater before and I had a lot of characters I've played. And the one thing that happens as you're growing up is that you start having this. I don't know what you call it, but there's this perception you develop, and you start thinking, okay,
Yeah.
you see these dreadlocked tall guys, and you think I'm not gonna make it here, and they also look like they're
Yes.
struggling financially, and you're thinking, okay, do I really have to go this route? There's this air of independence about them, but at the same time, you look on the money side of life, and you think, no, this is not where I want to go. Where did we go wrong with it?
What? With you looking at the? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I'm saying, where did we go wrong with the arts where you look at the people who are even dominant, they don't really look like their lives are well off?
Uh, who's gonna take that, Ruth?
I think with artists sometimes they do not look at their creativity as a business. For them it's a passion, so it's
Yes.
all about fulfilling their passion. So there needs to come a point where you think, now I've got my art, how do I make it generate an income and sustain myself? So for some, they're
Yes.
okay, they're fulfilled with just uh, getting satisfied from that passion, but forget that they also need to survive. So if every artist can come to that point where they can come up with a plan to make it profitable, so that they also make it look appealing. Like you're saying, Paul, it looks like sometimes they don't have it all together. So they also need to think about sustaining their lives from their art.
Yeah, budgeting well. And also, yeah, they also must not forget. I think I want to jump into that. That people must not really like forget why they actually chose this career. So it's very important to budget. So I'm just jumping on what you just saying that budgeting and
No, no, feel
choosing
free to jump
this
in.
lifestyle. Yeah. No, I'm
But,
just
but,
saying
but
that.
then,
Um, I'm saying that people must just not forget to that they have chosen this lifestyle. Yeah, you understand, and so they must budget because you were talking about budgeting within the arts. Yeah.
and I also think that maybe just this is just me thinking. I've also been able to incorporate myself, and sometimes you have to force yourself onto the stage, into the world of art and entertainment. I'm a poet. I write poetry, and I don't
Yeah, I've
generate
also now
income
just
with that.
established that I'm a host. I've just established that I'm a host.
Things are happening. It's 2020. Welcome to the
I'm
pandemic
hosting
year.
now, bruh. I'm hosting now. I'm a radio and I'm there, like I'm there. Like if I'm not singing, it's me and being
Uh,
MC. Hello everyone. This is You Are Live right here and welcome. It's fun. It's fun. You can do a lot of things within the arts. Hey. That's the
I,
nice
I
thing
I think that
about
is one
this
thing
this
that we
being
miss
an
out there,
artist.
Asanda. People just box themselves into one corner. Like you just said,
I
you're a
don't even
jazz
box
artist.
myself as a musician. I don't even box myself as an artist. When people are asking me, "What do you do?" Okay, fine, I'm doing music, and like I'm not a jazz musician. I'm a vocalist. I'm a vocalist
Okay.
who can go if I want to sing kwaito, I can sing kwaito if I want to. If I want to sing R&B, I can sing R&B because I went to school and I trained my voice to be able to sing anything. So I don't want to box myself. If I want to like take out a jazz album, I'll take out a jazz album. If I want to take out a hip hop album, I'll go and find out about hip hop and I'll nail it and I'm going to take out a hip hop album. So that the nice thing about being an artist, you must just explore because it's so wide. It's very
I've
broad.
I've
It's
seen
very
I've seen
wide.
it, and it's unfortunate that we see that level of creativity when we look at Hollywood. You see someone in a musical, and then the next time they're in a different kind of a setup. They're in a war movie. You've seen guys like Will Smith showing range in art, where today he acts as this totally different character, and tomorrow they can switch. But now, when we talk of African artists, we just have a handful. And I think Ruth said something very interesting when she says that there is a space and a time where every artist have to think of their livelihood and probably the livelihood of those around them. And when our parents were trying to dissuade us from taking that route, they were trying to think in terms of the people that will be responsible for and saying the income is not enough. But I think it also brings into this conversation the idea that artists need proper management.
Mhm.
Aunt
Yes,
Mariana.
Yeah. Yes, they
they
do.
do.
And I do think that having said and heard everything you have also said, Asanda, it's so true that sometimes you actually see someone in a show and they are actually acting in a movie and they become very famous, like Meryl Streep, who thought she could also sing. Never knew it until the movies, the musicals she was in then later on. And the equipping yourself on different arenas, on different levels. So yes,
Yes.
do hone your art and do your, live your passion of singing or playing an instrument or doing whatever you
Yes.
want to do, but have another um, stream. Maybe it's not your passion, to be in financial, but have something that you can fall back on, like what's happened now with the lockdowns and everything closed and nobody has got income and now you've got nothing to fall back on. And that's where I admire
Yes.
the technical people who could go online and do stuff, and they becoming more equipped in teaching online, etc., etc. And I
Oh,
have
so
got so
different.
much
Mm.
respect for that, because you young people are all doing it, and us grannies, we are struggling with the system. But anyway, we are looking at you guys, and I want to say, we said before, on previous talks, that don't give up, just go for those auditions, go for those
Yes.
interviews, just on every level. Do, if you perhaps not, you're a singer and you don't want to be an actor, but now here comes an acting role, do it, because maybe it's a musical, you can act and sing, you understand? So don't
And then,
ever give
sorry,
up.
Aunt Mariana, there is a question that just popped up here on my
There's
screen
a question.
from
Yes.
Facebook.
We don't look
And then
Can
organized.
you
they
read
say,
it?
why
I
do
saw that.
art?
Read
Go for it,
for me,
There's the
Asanda.
one
please.
that says artists are not organized. I saw that one.
Exactly,
Why
exactly.
do
There you
most
go.
artists look like they're organized? Can you guys here explain how you show that you are organized? That's if you are.
Well,
Are you
there's an
organized?
answer. There's a simple
That's a
answer.
gem. That's a gem.
If
That's a
you
gem
can't,
there.
if you can't organize yourself, get someone to organize you.
Organize
That's
you.
correct.
Yes.
Truly, if I can't organize myself, I must think sideways, think out of the box, get someone
Me
who
too.
can organize to help me. Don't ever say,
Yes.
no, I can do it all, I don't need help. We
No.
all need help.
No.
And you know
There are
what?
people that
You,
specializes. Yes, there are people. Sorry, there are people. I think there are people that specializes in certain things like admin. Sometimes
yes,
you don't feel like admin is quite a lot of work. And I'm one
It
of
is.
those actually. I get so lazy in, like, now I have to call clients or I have to keep tabs. Okay, fine, this festival is going to be on next year on 28th of March and blah blah blah. So sometimes I lose dates. I need someone who's going to, draft that for me and keep on, Asanda, you have a performance this time, where, and this is how it's going to happen, and blah blah blah. So yeah, being organized, we need someone. We need some help, especially
and
especially
that help,
musicians.
let that person who helped you be the one who has a passion for organizing, a passion for finances, so they can do it better than what I can. And so I get the benefit of
No,
both. I get my own talent, my performing to work for me, but I'm also getting my manager to manage properly. But he mustn't be a crook, eh? We're going to check him out on
Yeah.
Facebook and going to see his background, and we're
And
going
go
to
to
talking
check
the
of
credit
Facebook there.
bureau,
him
have
or
him
Talking
her.
of
change up at the
Facebook, Mariana, you have Ruth there smiling and all. If you want to see the level of organization Ruth puts in her 5-year-old daughter's birthday party, you
Oh
need to
my
hire as a
goodness.
manager.
Thank you,
Go
Paul.
on a Facebook, go on a Instagram, like she is on the next level of
It's a
having fun. And
She's
then,
the one we go
yes.
Thank
to.
you, Paul.
exactly, exactly. And the thing is that people don't see that space because they think you have to have a creative element with you as well to be able to manage something on a creative space. And I think in Africa right now we are way behind on our technological blueprint as artists to try and create platforms like Baobab Chats where you can come up, have your song played, and speak about your song like Asanda now or Aunt Marianne, as you're saying. I never thought, I never knew your show is arts and entertainment. And while I'm at that, I just want to introduce something quickly because um, I heard some people arguing that there is no art in South Africa. There is just entertainment. And when they were arguing this, they were saying that everything has just been monetized now. There is no Picassos and your Michelangelos, people who just put something out there and walk away.
Mm.
We can fall into that trap, but we don't have to. We don't have to fall into the money trap.
Mm.
Yes.
And I
You
think
know,
it's not
gimme,
entirely
gimme,
true.
gimme. Gimme, 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 because some of the people who were great performers in entertainment that we heard of on media from America, from Hollywood, they fell into that trap and it actually destroyed them. And they became
Money,
not
money.
only financial junkies, but their junkie habits
Mm.
that they fell into with drugs and stuff destroyed them. So we must look for those traps, that we don't fall into them. Let us stay authentic. Let us stay true to ourselves because, we were made by the maker of all makers,
Yeah. Yeah.
our creator. He
Yeah.
gave us those talents. And let us trust him
Mhm.
apart from all the other machinations that are there that we can trust and that we going to call on Ruth. She's going to be our go-to girl when we want to get organized. But then we know that she also her steps can be ordered by our creator because we trust
Yeah.
him. He made us, he made all the arts. He just was there first. He made the first music. The angels sang and they
Yeah.
played the harps and
Yeah.
they made harmonies. So
Yeah.
just if you want it, ne? If you want it, you can
Yeah.
take that or you
Don't
can leave it.
always think money. Don't always
Asanda.
think
Yeah,
money.
yeah,
I always say that because I want to jump into this one. Recently we just created a platform for artists to come and play in our show. It's called the Basement Jam, and that
I
show
saw that.
was
Yeah.
we just we just came as artists like Afrotronics, Asanda Mkweki come together just as a collaboration out of our own pocket and not even trying to get departments to give us money,
Chip
not
in.
trying because it's going to take we're not going to get to where we're going if we're going to wait for those fundings from departments
Exactly.
and we're going to wait and then our vision is not going to happen because we're waiting for money. We also want to get paid and everything, so we came together and decided on this thing that we are going to take artists from Port Elizabeth, play them, play their songs, and take those songs for free. Even take those songs and showcase that work live on radio, for 30
Wow.
minutes. Things that people don't get, and it's for free. They come to our space, they record their music, we play the music live because I'm sure people have missed playing live music, because of this pandemic and everything. So we created that out of our own pockets. So just jumping on what you're saying about don't always think about money, but think about the vision that is, you know, it's gonna be good for
The
everybody.
broader vision. Yes, yes. And
It's
and
so
Yeah,
Ruth
that's
was
what
important.
I'm
itching to
thinking.
come in there.
Yes. You mentioned there are no Picassos, or the general conception is there is no Picassos in Africa, and that is wrong. I think because there's so many forms of arts, the media and
Yes.
entertainment industry usually just focuses on the music. So the architecture, the sculpture, the literature there isn't enough platforms for poets, the live theater. I know there is a little bit, but I think it's not enough. That's why people may tend to say there are no Picassos, but there is a lot. We just need to increase the platforms for people to showcase and spread their talent.
And I want to say, look for it. Look for it. Look for those platforms because they're everywhere.
Yes, the
They're
basement jam.
online. They on radio, they're on TV, but they're also online. If you have a cell phone, I don't have a computer personally. I don't own one, but I've seen Asanda's ads on Come to the Basement, you know, and there are many artists now who just go online and they perform, and they
I
either
think our
charge
problem
or
here
they
is
don't.
that I think our problem
For
here is that I was actually saying this earlier on today. Um, One of the most challenging things I've ever had to do in my life is working with artists. Not just as a friend, but artists are almost, for lack of better words, they're very terrible to work with because right now, like I'm telling you today, we are the season finale, and we invited artists to say, guys, we are not artists. You have your craft. Come in and speak out. We create the platform for you. You will get 1,000 excuses for not being able to make it here.
Yeah.
And you get people like us to speak on behalf of you. And that is settling the life of art. I think there is a
That's that
level.
question. That question comes in there that we are not organized. There's, yeah.
be organized and be ready. Be ready for anything that might come your way.
Yes. Yes.
So
That's the
maybe there
first step of
needs to
taking your
be,
art seriously.
yes, I think there needs to be
Then
workshops for artists. I know artists are free spirits.
They
They
won't attend.
go
They
with the
won't
wind.
attend.
They go with
that
the wind.
word,
So if there is some training so that they know that they also have to have some professionalism in their art. Otherwise, they're just going to look disorganized and not taken seriously. So it's okay to be
absolutely.
a free spirit and express your passion and perfect your art. But in this world, you also have to make it professional so that it appeals to everyone and people actually take you seriously.
But yes, get
Going
the
back to
diploma,
don't
get
forget
the
why you've
certificate,
chosen this.
get the
Yes,
Yes.
certificate,
and
Yeah.
get the
So that you
diploma,
can teach
because
on the
it
side.
looks good in your
I think
Yeah.
CV.
Aunt Mariana was really trying to push something out, and her connectivity is just trying to act up on her. You're going to get another shot to explain what you want to say, Aunt Mariana. I think I'll just go on for a minute so that your connection comes through. But like, I hate to burst bubbles right now, and I'm going to be popping a lot of them. Unfortunately, also, I don't look at me like that, Asada. Unfortunately, also, art is the embodiment of our culture and our system and our social fabric, and actually at the core of who we are as human beings. We express our cultures through art, and
That's true.
also we've managed to express our experiences. I really don't publish my art because I'm a spiritual person. I'm saved, but I come from the dark side of art, and I do my art when I'm angry and mad. And some of the stuff that I then write there
Yeah.
cannot be fit to be seen on my timeline.
Oh
So
dear.
I have a handbag
And
of
those are
really
things.
good material that will never see the light of
That's the
day.
material. That's the material we want. The one that you don't want us to see. That's the
No,
material
Because
we
that
want us
is
to
no,
see.
real, that is
That's
authentic.
the realness
And
of it
we
all.
want that.
Yes.
guys. I'll
Yes,
start
that's
with you,
what we
Ruth.
want.
You have got your art dress in your wardrobe that you're not wearing today. Asanda, you have got your art song that you've never sang. Aunt Mariana, you have got your art lines that you've never spoken in your shows. And it's unfortunate the world is judging us like this. In as much as we want to put our gift out on the line, there's been lines drawn for us.
Indeed, because when we do a show, we become a character, especially in acting, and you're
Yes.
Yep.
actually not yourself. When you sing
Yep.
a song, you are actually giving a message that may be not you, because the songwriter was in the dream or in the experience of the songwriter. But you're the messenger do it well. And what I said earlier was
Yes.
get the diploma, get the certificate, by hook or by crook, borrow the money, lend it, beg for it, don't steal it, but if it takes money, otherwise do the stuff that doesn't take the money. But get those
And then
certificates.
Queen
And
says here that you guys are judging yourselves, and
We are
I think
judging ourselves
who better
out.
judges?
So
we actually
that might be
pleasing for
correct, but it's
ourselves.
also correct for everybody else out there. And we're just brave enough to say it. A lot of people know it, but they're not brave enough to admit it to anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Indeed.
keep a clean pair of jeans, keep a nice jacket in your wardrobe. We don't have to advise our kids not to be like you. Is that what we're saying here?
Wear it.
Well,
All right, on to the next one. We want to talk about our African brand in terms of entertainment. And Ruth, I'm sorry, I'm going to be coming back to you because I've been stalking your profile, and I've learned songs that I never knew existed when I
Mhm.
watched your videos. Like, okay,
Uh,
this song exists, and I have to go and check it out. And
yes.
well,
somehow,
that's interesting. I'm going to go to your page. Mm.
please do.
So there's lots of entertainment. There's
There's
lots of
also
entertainment
entertainment.
over
You can
there.
actually sit down, switch off your
I'm
Netflix,
going to
and
go.
then just sit down and go through.
And just watch me live my life. Yes, that is so correct.
Perfect.
And
The weather permits
I,
today.
I think that's another form of art that we are always are just neglecting because just the way we live our lives. I've seen
Yes.
people become social media experts and what do you call these divas, fashionistas? I don't know the right term for them.
Influencers, I think there's such a term.
Influencers,
Influence.
yes,
Influencers, yeah.
that's the other term. I've seen
Yes.
people become influencers and get paid for it. But I've also seen other guys who just they are out there influencing without thinking of the next dollar.
Yes.
They're just doing them.
Hmm. Yes,
And then
that's me.
there are also the irritators. They give you stuff that you don't
Wow.
need. They give you the stuff that's useless, rubbish, nonsense. I don't want to know when you went to the toilet. Please do me a favor.
So those ones are called
But
the
But then
irritators.
I guess the beauty of social media is when you start to see that someone's content is irritating you, we have that unfollow button, you block them,
exactly,
and you
exactly.
maintain the list of people that add value to your life. Then those that
And
entertain you, you can stay
I
with
think
them.
from an artist's perspective here, not everything that is art to you is art to me. I've seen
That's
people
you.
buy paintings that I look at them like, really, did you have to pay that much to get that piece of whatever? My vocabulary is limited, but did you really have to pay for that thing? You understand? And at the same time, that person appreciates it from their standing point. So at the end of the day, I like what Ruth is saying also when she says that you can unfollow some people online. That is the beauty of being online. But it's different from when you're in an actual studio or you're in an actual theater and you get bored. And I think while we're there, I wanted us to talk about the African brand and what we can do to build an identity on the African brand in terms of arts and entertainment. You look at um, Nigeria, they have Nollywood now, and it's thriving. It's really thriving, and sometimes it takes them 30 minutes to come out with a movie that sells, and then the sequel comes in tomorrow morning. But the idea is they are putting their foot on the pedal, and they're not turning back, and they're creating an identity. As Africa as a whole, how do we incorporate artists to say, all right, this is not AKA from South Africa. This is AKA from Africa. This is Benna Boy from Africa. This is who. There's this kid who just went viral from Zimbabwe. He did a song called Hero Mari. He's trying to call God on his phone, and I've seen going viral now. I think it has got 1 million views. How do we incorporate all those different types of musicians and artists? Steffi is back. Thank you, Steffi, for finally making it through. This is getting heated. Want to create
I'm so
with
sorry, man.
a African brand of art, and how do we go about doing that?
I think it starts with every individual. if you are true to yourself, um, then you will not be ashamed to embrace and publicize the things from Africa that you appreciate and love. I think a lot of people are embarrassed. They think, what is the next person going to say? What are they going to think?
Yes.
So, as a person, you only have one life to live. You don't need to waste your time thinking about, oh, are they going to like me or not like me? If you like something, make it known, especially with this art. Let's support our fellow Africans. If you see something that's good, share it with your friends so that people know about them. It starts with one person. If I share something with five people, those five, if they also like it, they're gonna share it with five other people, and that's how anything spreads. That's how Jamaster got viral.
I totally agree with you there. I sent a good friend of mine, Stan, who's hosting us today, a picture where I was in the gym, and that gym was a shanty, dirty place. So I said to him, you know what? I'm not going to post this on social media, but I wanted to write an article about this gym. It's a dirty place because there was a lockdown. I needed somewhere to work out, and someone hooked me up. You understand? So that has been my hiding place for the past 5 months. And I sent him other pictures, and I sent him. I think I've been in two different gyms. I've been at Virgin, and I've been at another gym in town here. So I was saying I didn't feel any bad posting these gym pictures. But now that I'm working out in this funny place, local place, I haven't posted anything about it. And he says, yeah, people want to identify themselves with good things. How do we
Mhm.
break that mental barrier where you say, no matter how ugly this place is, this is where I'm getting my
Mm.
inspiration. This is where I'm getting my
Yes.
motivation. I say this, and today I'm going to come out of my closet. And there's no better way than on Baobab Chat's season finale. Uh, you need to really make sure your mic is on me properly because I'm coming out of the closet. I've been listening to Lil Wayne my entire life. Served as I am, I don't work out on Kirk Franklin. I work out on Lil Wayne or Rick Ross. It makes me pumped up. It makes me work out. So we hide in those lanes where you look at art and what it achieves for you, but then there's a box that you fit in where you feel like I can't say to people I've been doing a marathon listening to Jenna Aiko because that's what pumps you up. I
Yeah,
think you
be
guys are not
real.
ready for this.
Be real. Be
Thank
real.
you. Thank you. Hmm.
Exactly. I think we shouldn't be hiding. What's the point of hiding who it is, or what you do? I mean, especially like with if people just know you within one realm, and if you decide to come into another realm and be like, hey, this is actually the music I listen to. I mean, why be afraid of that? Because at the end of the day, it is who you are and it's part of who you are. I mean, I remember I was telling someone yesterday that before I leave work, I turn up Biggie, Hypnotize, put it on full blast,
Oh,
roll down my window,
oh.
and I drive back home in my car feeling like a gangster. And I mean, if I had to tell
Oh,
every single person that, they'll think like, is she crazy? Because on the one side she's singing gospel, she's doing this, she's doing that, but then that is what she listens to. I mean, it is
I
not
think
up to anyone else, but it's up to you.
it's hard for you, Steffi, because you're a rapper and you're a praise and worship leader, and then you come onto my DMs and you send me a video of you doing your thing, and then on Sunday I see you lifting holy hands, and I'm like, what's going on here? But I think it's in the beauty of art to be able to
Why
have a
not?
box.
I
The
Why
Hmm.
mean,
not?
problem
why
is
not?
stereotypes.
I'm
Society has created the stereotypes, and
exactly.
now people are sort of forced to conform to those
There's a
fake.
lot of love coming through for Steffi
Yeah.
on Facebook. Continue,
So,
Ruth.
Thank you so much. but
so we
but I
need
mean,
to
it's
ignore all the
true.
stereotypes and
Yeah.
just be real. Like Auntie said,
Mm,
we need to be real with ourselves. And once you're
Yeah.
real, you realize you attract um, people that identify with your values, and all the fake people will
Yes.
fall away. And I would rather be in a place where I'm surrounded by real people and not fake
mm.
people, and I'm being me.
Yes.
Exactly. I
It
agree
may.
with Ruth. I mean, I come from a background of where I was in religiousness. I mean, and people told you know you can't listen to secular music, you can't dress a certain way, you can't do this, you can't do that. And
Sometimes it's not even
unfortunately for them, I
religious.
was
Sometimes
such a
it's work. You have this
it's
position at
just
work, and you don't
exactly
want to walk out looking like.
Yes,
Exactly.
Steffi, you know what nonsense. People telling you what to listen to. We all have different tastes. And that's what makes us so beautiful because God made us to be different, like Him, but
Amen.
different from
Mm-hmm.
each other. And it
Exactly.
may surprise you all. But I love Asanda's jazz because that's where I first met her at the Opera
Ooh,
House. She was doing jazz.
me
Oh,
Remember
too.
that meeting on the stage we had? That was amazing.
Yeah.
And that's where I first saw you, Asanda. And I just fell in love with her style of music. But I love reggae. I love it. But I also
look at
like
that.
gospel. I also like gospel, but I especially like Bob Marley. You know, I love his
Mm.
songs. I've
Ooh,
studied his life. He's got sincere, he had a sincere love for God, no matter what his denomination was, you know, whether he was a Rasta or whatever. He loved God and he said so many profound things. And, you know, so there we find in different artists and what they say, um, who are we to judge? We can't. I just love it when I hear it, when I like it, and it becomes my passion. And Paul, I hope you come out of the dark place and you show us some of your art because you know, be real, be real.
yes, and there's been rap
Mm,
lioness,
be
Steffi
real.
Yeager. Rap lioness. When I hear you roar, it's still coming through. But yes, what we're going to be doing actually next season, we are coming up with a whole lot of stuff that comes also to people who are commenting on our social media platforms. So stay on the lookout. Keep those statuses, comments coming through. We really appreciate that. But yeah, what we're talking about here is that we can be able to create an African brand, and I think it starts with having these conversations where I, for one, had certain artists that I was ashamed to associate with because of what I do in my other spheres of life. But I think I'm also coming to realize that it is really important for me once in a while to just take that not so known person that I'm getting inspiration from. Because sometimes you're just in a good mood and you needed one track to fly through your ear, or just look at a poem and read three lines and not judge the person where they're coming from politically and religiously and socially. You don't really have to know who they are, but just that piece they wrote can push something inside of you.
Mm, exactly. Exactly, Paul. I mean, look, music is an art form, and in the art realm, you are basically allowed to just be free and to just say what it is that your heart is speaking. And that's the beauty about music. And most times, we look at the outside appearance of the person, and that already blocks us from receiving what it is that they're busy saying within their music or within their poetry or within anything that they're busy doing. And yet we're forgetting that the music piece is more like a spiritual piece because there is a message within that. There is something that you can receive from that. And this is why music is such a beautiful thing because it unites a whole world, because it's carrying a message that everyone can understand. It is carrying love, it is carrying heart. And we sometimes overlook that. We're overlooking the lyrics, we're overlooking the heart behind it because we're looking at whatever it is that they're busy doing within the limelight or whatever, such thing. And we have sort of conformed ourselves to this worldly thinking, this carnal thinking, this societal thinking that, oh, if you do that, I'm not going to listen to you because you're not fitting our criteria as a world.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
and that's just a general question. Asana is trying to come through. She'll be back just now. But while she's sorting herself out, just a general question: how do you feel?
Is that okay?
I hear you.
Sorry, Paul, you went on mute there.
Let me say
Yes,
this again.
we
I'm
heard
sure
that cough.
someone didn't hear me.
Yeah. Now we can
We
hear
heard the cough.
Okay, all right.
Continue. Continue, Paul. Please repeat.
How do you feel? I'm glad Asana is back. This is for everybody. How do you feel having African Americans in the United States, like Beyonce, define what African art is? Because when I look at some of the product that they're putting out, when you talk about African art, you have to have some dots in your face, or you should be wearing some lion skin and hold a shield on your right hand, and we're all kings in Africa and queens, and yeah, there's these things that are coming out from where we don't know, but we're all here sitting under the baobab, and we don't know that. It's like there's a certain tribe out there in the world that represents all of us.
I think we have to
I can
invite
say
them to come
this.
and sit under the baobab with us.
Yes. And
Yes.
I think to a certain
That's a
extent,
good idea.
we are scared and we are not confident enough to correct some of the things that they believe about Africa. And
Mm,
because they are
Mm.
popular and
yeah.
they've been there for a long time, I'm like, who am I to go to Beyonce? That is my belief. That who am I to go to Beyonce and say this is wrong? Because the world
Mm,
worships certain people. So because
exactly.
of that fear, we cannot go and correct some of the narratives that the world has about Africa. And we need strong mind renewal for us, to take our stand and correct whatever it is that's out there that's wrong.
I'm gonna
Mm.
We
tell
need
Beyonce,
to
Mm.
be
you're afraid.
informative. We
Yes.
need to be informative. We need to educate them, tell them
Mhm.
what Africa is about, let them know God made Africa as well
Mhm.
as America.
Yes.
And we are actually a nation that is so multifaceted for obvious reasons. And we
Mm,
are actually unique. We're not like American Africans. We're different. And we want to be, and we can be. We can be.
mm.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, I appreciate the fact that they're trying to put, African culture and stuff like that on the map. But the way they're going about it is misrepresenting the world about who we are. They are taking different elements from different cultures, putting it together, making it look like it's one. And it's not. I think I was just talking to someone yesterday about the Black Panther, and they took Xhosa and they mixed it with Afrikaans and they put some other, and it's like, that is not
Not
right.
a
That is so
language.
wrong. It's not a
They
language. And I
don't
think to myself,
have a
who
clue.
they have no clue.
They're
And I'm like, who
clueless.
are they asking for information? Where are they getting their research from? And that's the thing is like, okay, you're trying to do a good thing, but you're doing it the wrong way. Come to the place where you know that culture is there, study that culture, find out how they speak, and then take it out there. But you cannot represent Africans without the African element, without informing Africans
Steffi,
about it.
you,
You can't.
I am so sorry. I'm going to shortchange you there. I want Asana to get her input in before she disappears again. Come on, Asana, go
Yes.
Wait,
for it.
what? Guys, this network is messing around with my life. It's
I
messing
see.
around. It's
Hey, I
messing
see that.
around. What are we saying for?
We're talking about the brand, the African brand of art and entertainment. How do we foster that brand without copying or borrowing into Hollywood?
And yes, I have a problem with this thing. You know, when they said that they're going to play 100% our music at radios, they didn't.
Yes.
Okay, I have a big problem with that because it did not even happen. If they
Mm,
did it, they only did it for like 2 days, and then after that, it was just so. It also just has to start with us. We need to do it right. Because those people over there, they see us. We keep playing
Mm.
your Beyonce so much on radio, and there are people sitting with good music, local music, African
mm,
music, and we don't play that. We don't play that. We play the Hollywood. So it has to start right. It has to start with us. We have to do it right so that those people can follow us because now some of these people are following the Beyonces. Okay,
mm,
so I think it really just needs to
Stop
start
name
with
calling.
us.
mm.
We
I'm
need to
very
I
emotional
educate
agree.
about
Call a spade
to
a
ourselves
speak about
spade.
and
that.
Call a
be
spade a
proud.
spade.
Yes.
We need to get our
All
ducks in
right.
a row as Africans.
I'm glad we're
I'm
having this
telling you.
conversation, and I'm just gonna put my 2 cents out there before we wind up the clock because there's an interesting conversation coming right after us with Tabi on gender-based violence, and I just want to encourage you guys.
Oh
If you know
yeah,
someone, tell them to tune in. Gender-based violence is a very sensitive topic, especially in Africa.
it
We're
is.
dealing with it. It's a scourge. We are
It
fighting it hands
is.
on. But yeah, just to finish off, I think we are in a season and an age where trends are putting people out there. if you can't make ourselves trend, then we're not doing anything. Right now, I've had Steffi on the platform. I've had Ruth. I've had Asanda. I've had I call her Aunt Mariana. She
And
has
I
got the warmest
appreciate
heart.
it. I love it.
And what would do well is if you're on the platform, if you watch this live at any other day when it's a rebroadcast to you, check these people out. Check what
Yeah.
Steph is doing. Give her a shout out. Make a trend if you can. Look into Asanda. What is Asanda all about? Because after the brand, after the music, after the fashionistic tendencies, there are people out there who are putting their heart and soul into making this brand successful.
You gone. You gone. Gone. Gone.
Paul, we've lost you.
I think
Are
my
you
network
saying
was
goodbye
acting
to
up.
us?
You're
It's
back.
it's
You're
it's
back.
yeah.
Oh, you're
It's
back.
You
it's
back.
raining here.
You
Oh.
back.
These are just real people
Speak.
with real lives that needs real support. When you think of the latest
Definitely.
blockbuster that just came out, ask if there are no theater tickets and go in and support someone who's still pushing up into the industry.
Please,
Mm,
please.
yes.
We're
So
trying
guys,
our
Paul,
best
when
as
did
well
you
there, the best we
I'm gonna
can.
give you guys a round of parting shots because right now I'm getting too excited, but I see my clock is red, ticking. And just
TikTok?
some words of encouragement from Aunt Mariana to Steffi, Ruth, and then Asanda. A minute each.
Yes, I want to say keep going, girls. Keep going, boys. It's really, really not the time to stop. It is the
Mm,
time to continue. It's the time to hang in there, to trust God in all things, but to not be lazy yourself then. Don't think he can do it. He can do it all and he will, but we have to do our bit and we have to be supportive. Paul, you hit the nail on the head there. Support one another. Go to the shows if you can. Support them online if you can. Buy the quicker ticket if you can. But just support one another. Don't be judgmental. Be supportive and love one another.
Yes.
yes. I mean, I can echo that. Support starts here. It starts with us. And if we want to grow ourselves as an African nation, as an African continent, we need to start supporting within ourselves. Just because someone has not yet supported you doesn't mean you don't have to start supporting the next person. It starts with you, with the African movies, with the African music, with the African fashion. Let us bring back our attention and our money and everything back to Africa. Let us grow it again. And don't let outside influences tell you that it's not trendy enough, that it's not good enough. You have your identity. You push your identity. Keep at it, because that is what has made Africa such a unique continent, because of our identity, because of who we are. So keep at it, keep on pushing, and don't listen to outside influences. Because if we start supporting, if we start putting ourselves out there, and if we start, being behind our African brothers and sisters, we can make it.
Amandla.
Yes. I agree with everyone. So, to everyone listening and watching, let's embrace ourselves. Let's be proud of who we are. Let's not be scared to show our true selves. Um, if we do that all the time and support each other like everybody else says, we will be able to grow the African brand. Thank you.
Nice and short. I want to say that let us not be afraid of collaborating with each other.
Mm,
Don't be afraid on sharing your ideas. And please, let's not judge each other. Support each other. And let's just hold it like this, togetherness. This makes the team work. Okay,
Yep.
mm.
this makes our the vision and everything. It makes it work. And yeah, don't give up.
Amen.
Thank you.
Guys,
Yeah.
you
Awesome.
are just the awesomest bunch I've had in a couple of years, if I can say it that way. And I think Africa is a
Yes,
brand. We are a
Asanda.
unique brand in ourselves. We have done so much. I think we're the only continent, or one of the few, if not the only, that has got so many races and so many diverse cultures on one land. And testament to our understanding and our tolerance and our uniqueness we have managed to keep it together and we have not imploded. And it shows we can do more. And
Yes.
supporting the arts. I'm just going to put out one of my poems just to support what everybody has been teaching me. I am taught right now. But yeah, we're coming back live in the next 5 minutes, guys, with Baobab Chats,
Gender base.
episode 3 on the season finale. It has been an honor, guys, to be with you until
Thank you.
season 2.
Thank you, Paul.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
And
Cheers.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you
Bye,
for having me.
guys.
Bye,
All right,
everyone.
you're welcome.
Thank you,
Bye.
Paul, for having me. It was last minute, but it was a joy and a pleasure. And I want to tell everybody, trust God for Africa. Amen. Bless you. Love you.
Asanda, before you go, while we're waiting for these guys to take us off the broadcast, can you just throw one out? Anyone?
What want me to say?
A song.
word.
Come on.
Serenade us
We're
with a
waiting for
song.
you guys to tap in. Just sing us, please, please.
Throw one
please.
song out, Azan.
Want to
Give us
hear
that
us dance?
jazz.
Oh my God. Goodbye, bye, bye, bye. Goodbye, bye, bye, bye. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye,
Oh my
bye,
God.
bye, bye. Goodbye, bye, bye, bye. Well, thank you for tuning in. Bye, 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 bye. Yay!
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Love you.
Hey, love you. Thank you so much, Paul.
I got the real deal. Chillin' with the homies, yeah, you know they got the real chill. Blase talking, somehow y'all gon' need a chill pill. I be on my bullshit, blasting them like I am Kill Bill. Yeah. Got a bad girl dancing on me. She way too high, she way too numb, and now she moving slowly. Yeah, I'm in the club, everybody know me. If your chick, oh, you belong. Lots of us on the way, so she got it on replay. Yeah, this shit is static, trip on the moon, my shooters will call it a cave. Yeah, this shit I left in the bay. Frank Ocean that way. Yeah, keeping my business in private, tell them jokers never come in the interrogate. I am a head. And I know that you're scared of me. Half of you jokers is dead of me. All of you jokers are mad at me. You can never see the enemy. Check the ability, running too much in the drilling. Spending the money on groceries. Don't even check on my salary. I'm in the lab when it started the bed. I believe I'm a prodigy. Hoping you're proud of me. Somebody give me the liberty. Trying to get out of poverty. Risk of your prodigy. Mimic and spit off a bullet. I'm rapping the quality man. Don't check on my destiny calls. Gravity check. I'm escaping the galaxy. Kirby's a bakery. Tankery. I got a 2 on the back. And you call it. My name is a treasure. And you don't know fuck with a legacy. Yeah. Shout it looking at me. Cause you know I got the real deal. Chillin' with the homies. Yeah, you know they got the real chill. Blase talking, somehow y'all gon' need a chill pill. I be on my bullshit, blasting them like I ain't Kill Bill. Yeah, got a bad girl dancing on me. She way too high, she way too numb, and now she moving slowly. Yeah, I'm in the club, everybody know me. Off your chick, oh, you belong me. Got you. Oh man, I said to you. Wanna flex in my fantasy, you know I finesse it, baby. I do. Wanna glow on your galaxy, but I got one night only. You can find me in the car, doing the most with the hoes that you don't know. Never give a nigga sauce, in my run up to a place you don't know. But you know